You've heard all your life about food to increase intelligence. That fish turns you into a genius. Walnuts boost your IQ, and blueberries are your shortcut to exam domination. But what if the truth about brain-boosting foods is not just wrong, but completely backwards? Walk into any grocery store and you'll see labels screaming about brain-boosting power, cognitive enhancement, and foods that promise to unlock your mental potential. Parents feed their kids salmon before tests. Students chug omega-3 supplements during finals week. Professionals swear by their morning blueberry smoothies to sharpen focus and memory. The brain food industry has become a multi-billion-dollar empire built on one seductive promise: eat the right foods and you'll become smarter. But here's the uncomfortable truth that neuroscientists have known for decades but nobody wants to hear. Food cannot increase your intelligence. Not fish, not blueberries, not walnuts. Not a single bite of anything you put in your mouth will raise your IQ even a fraction of a point. The entire concept of brain food making you smarter is one of the most successful nutritional myths ever sold to the public. And it's time to break down exactly why. Let's start with where this myth came from, because understanding its origins reveals why it spread so effectively. In the late 20th century, researchers discovered something genuinely fascinating about omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, which is abundant in fish. They found that DHA is a structural component of brain cell membranes and plays a crucial role in neural development. This was real science. The problem began when this research got translated for public consumption. Somewhere between the laboratory and the lifestyle magazine, a critical distinction got lost. Scientists said that omega-3 south are essential for maintaining healthy brain structure and function. The public heard that eating fish makes you smarter. Those are not the same thing. It's like saying that because your car needs oil to run properly, adding more oil will make it go faster. That's not how engines work, and it's not how brains work either. Here, it gets interesting. When researchers actually tested whether omega-3 supplementation could boost cognitive performance in healthy adults, the results were disappointing. Study after study found no significant improvement in IQ, problem-solving ability, or general intelligence among people with normal omega-3 levels who took fish oil supplements. The same pattern emerged with virtually every so-called brain food. Blueberries were marketed as memory miracle workers after preliminary research showed that their flavonoid compounds might support neural health in aging populations. But when scientists looked at whether eating blueberries could actually make young, healthy people perform better on memory tests, the effects were modest at best and often indistinguishable from placebo. The evidence kept pointing to the same conclusion. These foods support baseline brain function. They don't enhance it beyond normal capacity. Your brain is not a muscle that gets stronger the more you feed it specific nutrients. It's an extraordinarily complex organ that already operates at peak efficiency when properly nourished with a balanced diet. But this is the part most people never hear. The confusion between supporting brain health and boosting intelligence stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of what intelligence actually is. Intelligence is not a simple biological product that increases with the right ingredients like muscle mass does with protein. Intelligence involves genetics, neural architecture developed over years, environmental factors, education, and countless variables that no amount of salmon or spinach can alter. What nutrition does affect is cognitive function, which is entirely different. Cognitive function includes things like your ability to focus, how quickly you can recall information, your mental clarity, and how well your brain performs routine tasks. When you're deficient in essential nutrients like B vitamins, iron, or omega-3 south, your cognitive function suffers. You feel foggy, forgetful, sluggish. When you correct those deficiencies, you return to normal function. But normal is not superhuman. Eating brain foods when you're already nutritionally adequate is like watering a plant that's already getting enough water. More doesn't make it grow faster or stronger. It just maintains what's already there. Now this is where researchers were stunned. When scientists examined the brains of people who regularly consumed fish versus those who didn't, they found something unexpected. Yes, regular fish eaters had lower rates of cognitive decline and dementia as they aged. But when they measured mercury levels in brain tissue, they discovered that fish eaters had higher mercury accumulation. Yet this didn't negate the protective benefits of omega-3 South. The brain benefits from fish consumption appeared to be about long-term protection against neurodegeneration. It's not about making anyone smarter in the moment or boosting intellectual capacity. This finding completely reframed the conversation. Brain foods aren't cognitive enhancers. They're insurance policies. They help maintain the brain you have as you age. They don't build you a better one. Here is the twist almost everyone gets wrong. The most powerful factor influencing your cognitive performance isn't what you eat, it's what you don't eat. Studies on nutrition and cognition consistently show that diets high in processed foods, refined sugars, and saturated fats actively impair cognitive function. Your brain runs on glucose, but when you flood your system with simple carbohydrates and sugar, you create blood sugar spikes and crashes that wreak havoc on concentration and mental clarity. Chronic consumption of junk food triggers inflammation throughout your body, including your brain, and inflammation is directly linked to cognitive decline. So the real secret isn't adding superfoods to your diet. It's removing the foods that are actively damaging your brain's ability to function properly. You don't need exotic berries and expensive fish oil capsules. You need to stop eating garbage. That's the truth the brain food industry doesn't want you to know. Because there is no profit in telling people to simply eat less processed food. But here's where the story takes another turn. While individual brain foods can't make you smarter, overall dietary patterns do correlate with cognitive outcomes. The Mediterranean diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, fish, and healthy fats, has been associated with better cognitive health and lower rates of Alzheimer's disease. But notice what's happening here. It's not one magical food. It's a comprehensive eating pattern that provides consistent, balanced nutrition while minimizing inflammatory and processed foods. The brain needs a steady supply of energy, antioxidants to combat oxidative stress, healthy fats for cell membrane integrity, and micronutrients for countless biochemical processes. When you eat a varied whole food diet, you provide all of that automatically. When you obsess over individual superfoods, you miss the forest for the trees. You end up with people who eat blueberries every morning, but then have fast food for lunch and wonder why they're not feeling like geniuses. Here is the most important thing to understand about the brain food myth. Your brain's performance depends far more on sleep, exercise, stress management, and mental stimulation than it does on any food you eat. You can consume all the omega-3 South and antioxidants in the world. But if you're chronically sleep-deprived, sedentary, and never challenge yourself intellectually, your cognitive function will suffer. One night of poor sleep impairs your cognitive performance more than months of suboptimal nutrition. The brain food myth is dangerous because it makes people think they can eat their way to intelligence while ignoring the lifestyle factors that actually matter. You cannot supplement your way out of a bad lifestyle. So what's the final verdict on brain food? It's not that these foods are useless. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals are absolutely essential for your brain to function properly. But they're essential in the same way that gasoline is essential for your car to run. Having enough allows normal operation. Having more doesn't create superior operation. The myth that brain foods increase intelligence is marketing fiction designed to sell products. The reality is that brain foods support baseline cognitive function, help protect against age-related decline, and maintain the neural hardware you already have. They won't make you smarter, but they might help you stay sharp longer. The difference matters. Stop chasing cognitive enhancement through your grocery cart and start focusing on the fundamentals. Eat a balanced diet of whole foods. Minimize processed junk. Get adequate sleep. Exercise regularly and challenge your brain with new learning. That's not a myth. That's neuroscience. The truth about brain food is that there is no shortcut to intelligence, no superfood that unlocks hidden mental potential, and no dietary hack that replaces hard work and healthy habits. Your brain is remarkable, but it's not waiting for the right snack to reveal its genius. What myth should I break down next?